things are hotting up in South Africa. They want a British man by the name of Phil Craig to be deported out of South Africa. Why are they doing it now?
And I've often used the example, the Western Cape becomes almost like Israel for the Jews, if I can use that example.
Cape independence is not a conspiracy theory, it's not scaremongering, and it is not us trying to scare South Africans to keep African foreigners in South Africa.
Hello and welcome to the channel. Let's talk the hot topic that is Cape independence. That is brewing, of course, and it's being escalated by what's happening in the Middle East and, of course, what Operation Dudula is also pushing for within South Africa, but also the tension between South Africa and the United States of America, adding fuel to this fire. Here we are as a South Africa after 30 years of democracy, doing all that work to reconcile. It has all been reset by foreigners. I say foreigners because the people who are pushing all this commotion in South Africa, they are from external sources. Phil Craig is Colonel, Colonel Chris? That one is busy putting fire for refugees. The usual race relations, race baiting, and then you get corruption. Yay, ANC is making the whole black nation look really bad. Let's be honest about that. But the way that foreigners are happy to see South Africa in this tight position, it's very telling. Let's take a look at the sentiments around this issue and how South Africa is looking to tackle all of them. Please give this video a thumbs up and let's take a look.
To the clever blacks, this one is for you. You're telling us and you're shouting about Operation Dudula. This is our brothers and sisters. Your brothers and sisters don't give a damn about you as South Africans. If you have a problem with Operation Dudula, umile pa wenza video. Operation Dudula is so hypocritical. When the video like Operation Dudula, because why ain't chase a balloon? You can do your operation chasing white people. We will support you. We will be there with you. Start it, your own leave operation to do what they're doing. And then you start your operation chasing white people. Israel. We will support you. We will support you. You have a problem with Paul Craig. So you can start your operation. Stop being clever. Because these cowards, when the shit happen, if we're being sanctioned, if the war by Israel and America, they start attacking South Africa, they're gonna run back to their countries. They're gonna go home as chaotic as they are. They're always running. We will remain here. We will remain. And you will be with us while you are supporting them. They don't support you. Then they're gonna make videos in their countries mocking you. Just like the guys who are stealing the copper, making videos and laughing at us. They tell themselves, they say, even saying to them in their videos, yeah, this is the Goregores, we take their copper. They're gonna do that, idiots, clever blacks. You must. They are brothers and sisters are Simba, because the same brothers and sisters, they don't give a shit about you. So don't try your luck with me. Don't try your luck. Yeah, Cape Town. Then move wherever you are and start the operation here in Cape Town. Bring the operation. We will help you. We will help you. Operation to dress hypocrite. Bitch.
Now, the US government set out 4 preconditions for the bilateral relationship to be stabilized. As an Afrikaner who would like to see a future for our people here in our homeland, in our fatherland, we would like to call on a 5th precondition. This 5th precondition is not only looking at the temporary issues, but can be a long-term solution. The 5th precondition that we are suggesting is that the South African government be reminded of the Accord on Afrikaner Self-Determination that they signed in the 90s. This not only recognizes Afrikaners, it recognizes that there are different peoples and different cultures in South Africa and that we are one of those peoples. And we deserve a homeland where we can build on the long term.
I told you, stop following politics kakhulu. Stop watching the news. Stop. Just take some break from the media. It's going to drive you crazy. And that's what they want. And that's what it's meant to do. Don't trust the media, all this political agenda. They are just meant to work on your emotions. All these things for you to panic so that it benefit bona for into the vote. Okay, now masenzeni kanje, first and foremost, i-Cape Independence ohlobo bayichaza ngalo, it won't happen simply because it's unrealistic goal. Ba-invest kakhulu kwi-media so that bazothetha ngento ze-Cape Independence, uyaqonda njalo, abantu bazopanic, ne? Because they are playing on people's current existing frustrations towards the government. Already abantu ba frustrated by government wethu, into ze load shedding, corruption and etc. So that frustrates them, and the issue obviously BE, so forth and so forth. So now they are playing on those frustrations, ne? Now, but the reason they are investing so much on social media to spread ezinto, simply because it also give bafumana attention, bafumana donations, and also international alliance. That is the reason they keep on pushing ezinto as organization. As a separate abantu. Now, it's unrealistic simply because one, it would be highly costly.
From your perspective, from the idea whose time perhaps has come or is coming, what's the momentum been like for Cape Independence recently?
First of all, if we can, if we can deliver Cape Independence in the Western Cape, we'll get to the point where it's supportable. The US is going to support us in a heartbeat. That's absolutely clear. I can say that unequivocally. That they're not going to say that publicly. They didn't say it in as many words to me, but it's absolutely clear that we have their moral and ideological support for this. They absolutely understand the issues that are there. And the one message that I brought back really to the Cape Independence movement is, these guys will absolutely support us. Now is our time, but we've got to do the hard work. We've got it. They're not going to come and magically deliver it for us. We're going to have to do it ourselves. And if they do it ourselves, we've got a strong ally. And I've got some, we developed some really strong allies behind the scenes, and people who will publicly start to come out and to make noises in our favor.
Right. So let's take some time to unpack what it is that we've heard over here. Cape Independence is real. Cape Independence is not a conspiracy theory, it's not scaremongering, and it is not us trying to scare South Africans to keep African foreigners in South Africa. Cape Independence is supported by the United States of America. America is run by Donald Trump, a racist who believes that black people must go back to the plantation. Everything you're hearing about the deportation of illegal immigrants, Mexicans, and South Americans is all about making sure that there is no labor to work the land in America, except for black Americans who need to go back to being slaves on the slave colony. That's the America we're talking about. And remember, the biggest private security companies in South Africa are American, British, and Israeli.
If the militarists decide to take matters into their own hands, how would that affect what you are trying to do in a democratic sphere?
What I do know is the statistics that, for example, in the Western Cape, that private security personnel outnumber government personnel 10 to 1. and we saw in the 2021 riots that it was the civilians protecting the police in the end, and not the other way around. But actually, if we look at what's actually played out in those situations, the people have power, and I think were the Western Cape people to be provoked into a response, it would probably be helpful for Cape independence.
So let's take time to listen to what he is saying and what he is not saying. First of all, the statement that he made is that if there was war, our security companies and the private citizens, white private citizens of South Africa, outnumber at least 10-1 the police and the military of South Africa in the Western Cape. And he believes that if there was a military fight, they would get Cape independence because they are better armed and they outnumber the military and the police of South Africa. That he said. What he's not saying is that while they already outnumber the police and military of South Africa, they are recruiting Ukrainians, Zionists from Israel, and other people from all across the world, including Australia, where the DA has gone and put Home Affairs officers. And these people are coming into South Africa. They are also getting armed and given firearm licenses, while you black people don't get firearm licenses, and they are training each other. He also said that they've got the support of the United States. So for all we know, there's already CIA agents, special forces of the Americans. We know that Mossad is here, and we know the special forces of the Israelis are here already training these people. So what he is saying is that we are ready to fight and take the country. And do you see how he cleverly brings in the riots of 2021? What happened there? Poor black people and young black people rose up against white monopoly capital, looted their shops out of anger, and guess what? Who came to the rescue? Indians of Phoenix and white people began to shoot and kill black people. Who were the people who were said to have started it? Dudula Zuma, Ike Khumalo, who started Dudula. The message is we can neutralize them. Listen.
As you say, the largest demographic group in the Western Cape is the so-called coloured people, who obviously are a diverse community even within themselves. But we know from polling that it's been clear for the last 3 or 4 years, the stronger support for Cape independence is amongst the coloured community. They've always been the biggest group numerously, but that's been a consistent feature of our polling. And coloured people in the Western Cape instinctively support Cape independence. They're from the Cape. It's their country. They're connected to the Cape in a way that they're not connected to Limpopo or to KZN. So they naturally support independence.
So do you see how he then brings it full circle to what they call the original people of South Africa, the Khoi and the San? He brings in the colored people. But then he reminds you that these colored people have no connection with the people of Limpopo, KwaZulu-Natal, or anyway, because the truth of the matter is coloreds are the product of white people and black people and also Cape Malays. They are not original people of Africa.
Well, there you have it, sentiments coming in there. There is a lot going on in South Africa. And it looks like we have to choose our battles wisely, as it has been said already in the video. Dudula has its own place, so this is a good time for the Western Capers to stand up with the support, of course, of the rest of South Africa. Now, of course, there are those who are race baiting in this critical time. They'll say black, white, this, that. But I think at this point, as South Africans, we have reached a level of understanding amongst the different races in South Africa, and we shouldn't allow outside forces to then interfere with that. Now, other issues raised, these groups, the NGOs, the right-wing groups such as your AfriForums, your Solidarity, your Cape Exit, all of these groups and parties, they are using media to create an illusion that they are closer to their goal than they actually are. All of these right-wing groups they are all gunning for the Western Cape. So why would Cape Exit get to keep the Western Cape, whereas there is the DA is also gunning for the Western Cape to have control of it, and also there is AfriForum. They also want a special land for Afrikaners. Never mind black people. Bona be bodwa. And then just lastly, just to wrap it up. So, but there are laws in South Africa that govern what should happen. Other issues raised in the video include how Israelites are coming in droves and Ukrainians. Now, with those, we are not sure, haven't seen the numbers, but even if they were, those areas active wars right now. So if they are fleeing a war, why would that be anything bad? And then you get what Rudendo also raised about the elements that countries such as the USA and Israel bring to a country, which are mostly negative. They are able to destabilize a country economically, but the problem of them all is that they are not afraid to end their lives. So that is definitely a reason for concern. But what always overshadows Rudendo's advices or analysis is because he always spices things up with a bit of lies also in there. You'd hear that he spoke about the July unrest and he twisted it a bit there, saying that it was for something else. He spoke about the Phoenix people. He's put words in the mouth of Phil Craig as well, making certain assumptions. So you always have to take it with a little bit of pinch of salt. What are your thoughts on all of this that's happening? Please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining us on this one. Let's meet on the next one, as this is a developing story.